Yo, what's good, y'all? We here for another chapter review of what? We talking greatness. We talking Magi. The Labyrinth of Magic, chapter 215. 215. Well, so this chapter came out Monday. I know. But at least I'm coming out with this review earlier than sometimes I do. I drop it on like Thursday sometimes. But anyways, I read the chapter Monday evening. But sometimes this brother over here be tired and busy. So now you're getting it. And this will be another read-along video. It's not gonna be like my last one. My last one too long. I mean, I really enjoyed the chapter and a lot, but it was a long video. It was like 40 minutes, so it is what it. But I mean, it was Alma Toran getting introduced. What can I say? Anyways, this chapter ain't got that much material anyways. I just want to comment on some things as I read it. All right, so we begin at my page 2. Okay, it's really the first page. It's the cover page of the chapter, and chapter is entitled Legend. Look, man, whenever you get something named Legend, well, not whenever. I would say 97 to 99% of the time. Usually I'm more precise with saying 97, 98, 99, 95, whatever. Now, you know what, I'll just go 98, just to be clear. 98% of the time when you get some Legend, you know, it's great. And in this one, we see Rin Cohen kind of bowing or whatever to Rin Hakaway, and that's Rin Hakaryu's sister. Okay, I think it's his older sister. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know how old they are in this pic. It seems Cohen might be the oldest of the lot, maybe. But shouldn't Hakaway? I don't know, man. Their age is confusing the mess with me. I ain't look it up. But anyways, so Hakaway, Hakaway seems kind of young. Possibly early adolescence, possibly here. But I mean, her dress is beautiful, and it even says the relationship ain't always been like its current standing. So I want to know what happened. Okay, and it's like I knew, like Ring. Cohen, he's not evil. He just has his goals. Like, he's not a bad dude. So anyway, we flip the page and we see, like, I'm thinking we gonna go instantly to King Sinbad, but no, that's not where we go. We go and we see, like, some cliffs in the first panel. It reads, first of all, Aladdin is telling the truth about Alma Toran. In that world, humans were the weakest life forms with intellect. And I talked about that in my read-along chapter review of 214, which came out a couple weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Yeah, something like that. And I was talking about, I hinted, I don't know if I explained it like this, though. Even in the world we live in, when you look at Homo sapiens, humanity, we are one of the weakest species on the planet from a biological standpoint. We not only that, our the fact of our survival is problematic. I don't usually put it this way, but understand my whole point here. You could say it's problematic. We're one of the weakest. I mean, from the fact is, our fur, we don't really all have all that fur, so we can't stand extremes in temperatures. We can go quite a bit. We're highly adaptable, but we're not extremely adaptable. The fact is, we don't have claws. Our teeth aren't made. We're not natural to really be killers, even though we're top predators. The things that there's two things that humans have been gifted. I mentioned adaptability, but the main asset we have is our mind, our intellect. I can go into communication. I can go into a whole bunch of issues, like a whole bunch of reasons, like I do with people. But I don't want to, bore y'all, go too long with this video. But understand that humans have been gifted, been created with certain level of sentience, even above all else. and it allows us to reign, at least on the earth itself. Anyways, so we see in the panel right below, we see like some cliffs. It looks like some vegetation, some bamboo, maybe some gym vegetation problem. And then we see even farther these humans going underground into like these like this rock has some holes, and it took me a good minute to figure out what they're for. They're for breathing, okay? And we see them in this cave, some people with their children and whatnot. See more pics of them. We don't get any words, it's just still shots. All huddled, these people looking tired, beat up, miserable. I mean, you go dudes looking old, looking frustrated, disheartened, all the negative emotions you can pretty much think of besides rage and stuff like that. But then we see, I don't know if y'all be able to see this almost was my thumbnail. Doggone, I don't know if you see it. You see that big old complex. Now this is quite ingenious, and it reminded me actually of Beaver's Dam kind of thing. Like they go underground, and kind of Rabbit's Warren. Like if you ever read Watership Down, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What I was about to say, like the human extermination of the dam, not Watership Down, but the original one where Hazel, Fiverr, and Bigwig are from. Okay. Dandelion, and y'all know what I'm talking about if you ever read it. But anyways, so I'm looking, and it's quite developed. There's quite a now that I'm looking at, there's quite a bit of people, not a huge amount, but there's quite a bit of people. And they say that now we get some speech. The ogres are getting even more powerful. Now that in of itself, that statement, the ogres. Yeah, that hints at a few things. Number one, it hints at some mythological, fantastic kind of stuff, fantasy. Number two, it hints at size differential. And number creatures with these species with colossal, they're colossal, like mammoth size, and they're massive. Okay, and number three, if you know about ogres, and then you find it later in the chapter, ogres eat humans. Just saying though, understand this. And they're getting more powerful. Dude, I don't even need it. That's just threat level red, code red, or at least code yellow, code orange, something around there, y'all know, the high junk. Oh, I say code red, not code black. It's code red. It gets code black later in the chapter. Now one young lady says, what, but I was able to escape. Oh, so she's talking about getting underground. Somebody's suggesting, because he's scared, suggesting surrender. And dude's like, yo, we can't do that. Don't you know what they've done to comrades that they've captured? Don't you know the people, the POWs, the prisoners of war? This dude battle hardened. Look at it. Tell me if y'all can see this. Tell me if y'all can see that man. I don't know how clear it is, but this is to me page 5. Okay. He said, this dude says, and I quote, "They were eaten. I saw the children of the ogre." I just add that extra children. I saw the children. I saw the children of the ogres cook my older brothers with fire. They cut his limb. They cut his limbs, or their limbs. I don't know. They cut his limbs so he would be easier to eat, and then they ate him like he was delicious. Dang. You see this dude just looking. Oh, these dudes, they just like they one dude just absolutely terrified of just their emotions. Damn it. They think of us just as beasts. Man, this chapter brought that fire, no lie. And then you got just the different thoughts of humans, the humans in there. They eat us with such ease as if we were fish. You know, it's probably just as you say. That looking like an old man saying this. For this world, he quotes, "For this world, for them, we're nothing. more than tiny beings, not different from insects and beasts. Insects, though. That brings me back to the scriptures. Numbers chapter 24. I forget. But when the 12 spies go into Canaan, they talk about being grasshoppers to these giants. That's what it reminds me of. And at this moment. And then you got this lady. And this is the philosophical questions that people, I've even discussed this quite recently on the sentience of different creatures. Because we know different creatures have sentience, not anywhere, I can't say anywhere, but definitely humans way out there. But, the whole feeling thing, the whole, it's a great discussion to have. She talks about, if fish and animals we eat, if they think, if they feel this. And one dude just says, stop saying such a useless thing now. Now it was not the time for philosophy, he's saying. We trying to survive. Then one dude looked like the dude who talked about his brother or brothers getting eaten. Like, yo, they found us. You got people freak, you see a light coming through. And oh God, I can't even look at these. I don't even want to show y'all. I'm gonna do it anyway. These things are the stuff of nightmares. Just nasty looking creatures. I don't know if you could see that. Now you can't see it. Probably better. This is stuff that give you nightmares. Yo, Otaka. Shinobu Otaka. Like, yo, man. What the man? How are these intelligent? They're speaking this, like, on some Star Wars language kind of stuff. I get these symbol. They're not even hieroglyphics. They're some kind of strange alien symbols. These four-eyed, savage-eyed creatures with these mouths that's like, not like all mouths are horizontal. There's a vertical. And it's not that they look different, that they're ugly. These dudes are straight up ugly looking like savages. They're walking on they got two arms. So they're semi-humanoid. Like seriously, yo. They don't really have a head. Like their eyes and mouth come out of their chests and stuff. And they look like they have a lower body kind of, they got these like kind of skirt kind of things. Where the hips and groin would be, and you see they're hunting with spears, and there's a whole lot of them. There seems to be 5. I don't know if there's a bunch of them together in a group, but dude look like he got a jaw on this one. And yo, what? Wait a second. Do they have 4 arms? I don't know. They're confusing. Anyway, because I'm looking at these small, they look like they got 2 smaller sets of arms and 2 large ones. I didn't see them smaller sets when I read this the other day. Anyways, so these things are nasty looking. And you know what they're about to do. They going in there, they trying to hunt for some humans. We grand hunt, like kind of on some bee status. And you see that, like they this sticky substance. I thought they were going to burn them out, but no. Now, sticky substance, we grab y'all like y'all insects, like y'all some ants. What is it? Kind of anteaters. They got the sticky tongue, yeah. And then mommy, you got kids getting pulled up and stuff, people. And these dudes just laughing it up about they find, oh yeah, we got us some good ones, yeah, buddy. So you get people running away and junk. Like this is some serious business. Like this is the threat level went to black. Like, I felt it, especially with this kid, yo, and then the mom's screaming out. Like, I was feeling. I'm like, yo, somebody got to come say it. Because they talked about how people was getting offed, okay? The humans were not doing too well. They were not faring so well in this world. And then we get, these people trying to go out to war, the mom, and they trying to go out in the face, and these really are giants. They ain't gonna lie. These ain't just, these are giants. These things are massive. They're colossal. And you got somebody out here praying, or a few people praying, I don't know which, but it says, dear God, if you really do exist, why did you abandon us? People with the faces of horror. Like, y'all, that's some deep. I want to stop and talk about that. And I knew I was going to talk about this one. That's deep. That brings the questions of God's existence. It brings the questions of God's existence, question of, a benevolent God, the question of living, because a lot of people think about just existence, okay? And this also presents a somewhat of a deist kind of position. It's different, but it's the questions, and this is the natural questions that people go through. Okay, it's huge. And then we see this looking like black, the as King of Lightning calls it, the black god, but looking like father. But this time it's not black; he's white. But it's white, but it's got the tentacles looking thing. Let me show y'all what I mean if you can see it. Y'all see that? It's a little. I expanded a bit much, but that the thing how it is descending. And I was like, but I'm thinking that I'm like it didn't come already. So what happened? And then everybody was cutting, and then of course Alibaba with the quick wits, once again, not stupid like some people might believe. He asked a question, and I was like, he's like, that's the same thing we saw in Magnum Stop. And you got Moo and a famous behind, but that's not a black monster. It's white this time. What's the meaning of Sinbad in this unfazed, like just like not interested, like he's not surprised or anything. So here we go with Aladdin's explanation. Okay, and I guess I tend to think ahead. I'm already thinking these, and this shows the intelligence of these characters. Anyway, Aladdin says that mass of white light that descended from the heaven erased the ogres in an instant. Some Deus Machina to the max. And I was having a discussion with dude. Deus Machina is not a bad thing. Okay, this situation, it's a strange kind of Deus Machina. Okay, it is. I just put it at that. Usually Deus Machina deals with one character like the hero and whatever, but this is some Deus divine intervention to say the least. Anyways, and it say, and then it gently brushed the humans with its hands. With them tentacles. Like, Bob, we talk about selective. The gods saw it on some kind of Noah status, Noah in the ark. Like, guys, like, I'm tired of all this wickedness. No, we're gonna wipe them out, reset. We're gonna push the reset button, to say the least. There's more to it than that. But anyways, he's like, comforting someone, wiping out the others. And that prayer worked wonders. But you got the people out here, and they're crying, they don't know what to do. And Aladdin continues, he said, in that moment, the humans understood everything. It was the creator of that world. But you could tell this ain't even a creation story, but it's like a creation story. And then now we got Sinbad. Interesting, you go create him. Whoa, time out. Hey, Aladdin, what you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Aladdin coming out here looking wizardly. He's like, yes, just like King Solomon created our world, Alma Toran had a creator. With that, let me pause and say that. Now, when we talking about doggone, it was suspected, but now we talking about a whole pantheon of gods in the Magi universe. I mean, seriously, there's bunches of creators, but does it go back to one original creator that created all these universe, like the origin? So, how powerful? There's a potential, either a pantheon of gods. I mean, King Solomon, is he more powerful than creator? I don't know. That there's the questions. But yes, we're going cosmic. But does this mean that there will eventually be a supreme god, supreme being? Like, how powerful? We're talking omnipotence. I'm believing we're going that route. With this kind of stuff, with dudes just creating dimensions because they want to out of their own magic powers. Like, the ultimate magician, King Solomon. And I was wondering about King, because I mean, he's King Solomon, and King Solomon was just a man. Wisdom and everything. If you don't know scripture, King Solomon in the book of 1 Kings, mainly, and a bit of 2 Kings, but mainly 1 Kings. He was the wisest man to ever live, and also the richest man to ever live. Okay, he had an empire, because he kind of sort of inherited it. There was a couple wars fought, but he lived in peace. He kind of sort of inherited from his father, King David. And his empire stretched from the Mediterranean to the Euphrates River, north from Lebanon, I think a bit south of Turkey, and all the way down to Egypt. So it was quite a large empire. And King Solomon. And also this is Arabic, so it goes into the things even with Islam. But anyways, and the humans called him Elah, or the translation says God. And I was looking it up, and it was talking about it's Elah isn't like Allah. Allah apparently is sort of a monotheist. Elah is like, it said Zeus, you could have Osiris, Thor, any name of a god, but not the supreme being God. So that was nice to learn. I mean, come on, we talking about manga, Japanese creation with Arabic, Arabic concepts for the most part. All right. The creator said that he never directly descended in the world he created, and he never interfered with it, but he did it only in that occasion. On some like Jesus status, okay, Yeshua of Nazareth status. Different, but that's what I thought of. According to Elah, Aladdin continues, a lot of species were fighting, and the world was on the verge of a crisis that would lead to its destruction. In order to save the world, Elah said that one species should have an overwhelming power with respect to the others so that it could rule them and unite the world. And before I even started, I'm thinking Kome, also the Kuga Empire of the past and whatnot. And then we got doggone Kome. Just, I mean, he's an amazement. You see even the household, Cohen's household. Cohen's not really, he doesn't have the same kind of face as Sinbad earlier, but he's not faded either. A single king must rule the world, and I don't know who said that. That's the panel, but I don't clearly get it. And then Alibaba's looking over, and he's thinking, he's like, yo, he's saying the same thing as they did, talking about Cohen, Kome, and the rest. Aladdin continues and says, the species Elah chose in order to rule the world was humanity. I thought that was obvious. Sinbad, once again, very intrigued. He says, humanity? Why did he choose the weakest species? Aladdin admits, ignorance. I'm not sure about that. It's normal for people, and this is quote, it's normal for people who are in a world that is in a level beneath that of the creator to not understand his thoughts. That is very factual. Like, think about it like this. A lot of times humanity, the whole sciencing thing, or not understanding God, why would God together, and all these things about it. Think about it. You're talking about a being that's supposed to exist outside of time and space, outside of this universe, who created all this. But just ponder on that. Just ruminate on that. Aladdin continues. However, it is likely, and it's quoted, however, it is likely that Elah anticipated that the humans, who were the weakest species in the world, were also the ones that wanted to help their friends the most, and that they would never do cruel things to other species. In other words, he thought that even if the humans would obtain such a great power, that they would have ruled the world in a rational way. Well, very nice, very nice. Fair enough. And then at that time, Elah shared with humans a part of the absolute power, of his absolute power, in order for them to rule the world. Power capable of overwhelming miracles. And at this point, I'm like, what are you talking about? And then that is the power of magic. I'm like, whoa. Talking about magic. So he made the humans a bunch of magicians. And it says magic, Cohen, unfazed, above. And this is his shot right here. Oh, see it? But anyway, you got Cohen to the top, okay. To the right, you got Alibaba completely shot. You got Moo looking, whoa. You got even Sinbad is surprised. Magic. And Aladdin with all the smiles, and he says, yes, this is the instant in which magicians and Alma Toran were born. And then humans were really grateful to Eli because he saved them from extinction. So they swore that. We will accomplish the mission you gave us. With the power of magic, we will build Alma Toran, which is somewhat of a translation of Utopia. So that's where the world Alma Toran gets the name. It was supposed to be a Utopia world. I don't believe in Utopia, but that's a whole different topic for a whole nother day. It's a great thought anyway. Aladdin continues, so with such a noble intention in their hearts, all the 500 remaining humans, half the population of the force that fought the Reem Empire in Magnostar, 500 people. You talking about extinction stats? Yo, we talking genocidal stuff here. Anyways, they were on the verge of death. They became magicians and set out to the vast world. The magicians did their best, and looking like some hieroglyphics, looking like a map, then some hieroglyphics on the next panel. They amassed wisdom, mediated to stop wars, and prevented other species from fighting each other. By doing that, they guided the world toward peace. Very nice, very nice. And then you got Cohen. He's speaking logically. He's like, from the word, from what you're saying, it sounds quite quickly. Was it really that easy? And Len's like, nah, it didn't go that easy. Anyways, like, it was irrelevant. It was an irrelevant question. Aladdin talks about, and here's where the chapter really got good. He goes, the values, the language, and the ecology of Alma Toran's species were really different from each other. So everybody had their own culture, okay, had their own ways of doing things. I'm guessing they had different diets and whatnot. I'm not sure. That's why, and they obviously live in different regions. That's why they had to create laws that everyone would accept. So some universal law kind of things. So even though they weren't all the same race, kind of like they were the same race. Kind of how, humanity, we're different. Even though we're all the same species, black, white, brown, red, yellow, everybody. In the same sense, everybody is human. Everybody's of the same, that kind of thing. Different races, but come together as one kind of thing. But in the end, the king who unified the world, once again with all this hype, finally appeared. He was King Solomon. He was the strongest and most marvelous magician in all of Alma Toran's history. We talking, and you see my thumbnail. I believe I put him as a thumbnail. We yet again have not seen his face. I know the art just started, but still, this dude in the city, glorious, powerful. We see some folks there with him. It's probably his household. Doggone King Solomon, gods and men. And then we got a dude, this old man approaching my king of all kings, Solomon. You see that household. And it's almost like, oh, you talking about some Jesus status? We talking about some Christ status? I mean, some king of all kings, lord of lords, prince of princes. And we got Amon. And we see some of the household in the background. Okay, now we're getting, you've united the world and everything's great, and he's crying. And you got one of them with the humor, talking about, don't cry, you old geezer. Old man, I'm so easily moved to tears. And I really can't believe it. So many different species have forgotten their past We entrusted them. They all come together. Great vessel. And then we looking at this chick. This one chick, and she's eyeing Folklore. Okay, that's a Labyrinth. I forget Larry. I forget whose Jin she is, but Folklore, he's the one of Sinbad that was the half fallen, the half white roke and half black roke. Okay, and he's the ladies' man. He's got all the ladies, and she's all depressed. How you cheater? And you got Barbos. He's like, just give up. He sees the prank. Like, yo, that's another of Sinbad's Jin. And Paimon, I believe. Oh, who is Paimon? Is that Hakuei's? I forget who Paimon is, but he's like, he's all right. He's right. Just fall in love with me. I was like, whoa, whoa. We talking some lesbian stuff? Whoa, Paimon, go. Oh, whoa. I'm sorry. But then we see Zagon. That's Hakaryu's Jin. We see Cohen's Jin. Oh, we see Zepar. That's Sinbad, one of his empire. Astaros. Like, she is just beastly. Like, I love when the drag kind of had this kind of serpentine look, face and everything. Phoenix, that's one of Cohen's, and Agaros is the third. And there's some other dude in there, Vienna, and I think that's Kogyoku. I think that's who I looked up. And everybody, we see this panel. Alibaba's happy, smiling, Toto smiling. Both Morgiana and Oba, they're looking and like, whoa. And you got Patch, Alibaba's household, the eye patch dude and this chick, she's smiling. Alibaba's just looking, and then he's like, oh, whoa. And then we get some, look like two Magi speaking. Yes, no one other than you could be able to do such an extraordinary, wonderful drink. I don't know. Anyways, and you're looking at this part, I'm like, yo, is this Ren Gyoka? I'm like, and then I had to keep because of later, and I kept from like, no, this is that other Magi that we have yet to see. Face covered and everything. That's how I tell me. Do you really think that? Oh no, that's not a Magi. This King Solomon. Yo, you got some hair, dude. I think. Yeah, I think that's King Solomon. And you see this boy, so I'm like, oh. And then you see this. Look at this pic. Look at it. Does this not look like doggone Aladdin himself? Full grown adult Aladdin with long hair. You had the long thing, taller. I mean, seriously, that shit quite attractive, quite handsome. And if it's actually a female, because I think somebody might say it's Aladdin's mom or something. That's like, I don't know, but it said Aladdin did come from, yes, of course. And he's standing there looking kind of tall, because I mean, Sinbad, I don't think it's that short. But anyways, and we see one dude. I'm like, we see some more folk, and it says Ithnar. Now I didn't remember, but Ithnar is that one dude that Sinbad and Folklore form defeated. When he was Jin equipped, he obliterated him. So all flaming. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all panned out. And then he's looking toward two individuals, and you see this dude looking kind of nervous and stuff, and a female. And I'm like, is that Gilbert? Because I kept looking back at this page, like I kept looking back and looking back. And then these people, then Aladdin's like, this side note is funny, man. He's like, by the way, this guy here is Ugo. This guy. See this? Y'all see that? Y'all see him kind of faintly? Anyways, yeah, that's Ugo. Okay. Looks better as a Jin, but and then you got Alibaba. Dad, ooh. And he's like, what? You said that this was the place you were born. Yeah, so could that mean that proposed at a woman with them. So what? Is Alibaba proposing? I just looked at this and thought about it. Is he proposing at Gyoku and his Aladdin's mom? I don't know, man. Anyways, however, after this, that shining kingdom was destroyed without any trace remaining in a short time span. Of time. So destruction came quickly. All life in it was erased. And that's the reason why I want you all to know what happened. And now we just get it. Alibaba, you know, he's got the frightened face. Alibaba's household there. You got Sinbad and Cohen, you know, they're calm face, but they're attentive. Moves really attentive. You got Coleman and Cohen's household. You even got the young baller. We don't see the famous stuff. I guess Moo's the representative of that. And it says the next, well, before, okay. If I tell you, I'm sure that we won't do the same mistakes. Kings and their households, please listen to what I have to say. Next issue, truth about King Solomon will be told. Yeah. This video was long, I know. So I'm just gonna say this. Overall, phenomenal chapter. 9 out of 10. Simple as that. You know, I mean, gonna extend this any longer. The Unexpected Wonder. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me y'all thoughts on this chapter. And yeah, man. Till next time. Peace, y'all. Gotta love that Magi.